What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Carnivore Rebels. How's everybody doing tonight? This is our Monday night live stream coming at y'all. So, of course, got myself right here, Trey the Stoic Carnivore. And
Mia.
what's your name?
Mia. One leg, no carbs.
Like, if y'all are looking for us, just, yeah, those things are pretty easy to find. All right. So, tonight, we've been coming to you guys for every week now for the last 3 or 4 weeks, different topic each time. And tonight we're going to talk about the transformation that's taken place, not just over the 60 days since we've been back strict carnivore, but just over the last 30 days. And as you can see from the title, just strict. Zero cardio. We haven't worked out, and we're going to get into why. Let me take this hat off. All right.
Yes.
So,
well, Trey started this journey, right, on January 1st, 247 pounds.
let me get to where we're at right here. Oh, there we go. Heading. Bam.
We're getting better at this, y'all. And we transitioned from ketovore in February of 2023. And back on strict carnivore August of 2023.
Yeah. And as, Mia was saying, like, for the both of us, like back in January, Mia was at 172. I was at 247. And that was with after years of prolonged fasting, keto. Something happened. And we just kept blowing back up. We do good, and then we just blow back up.
It was poor choices in eating and stress, lots of it. It just same thing that happens to like the everyday person. You go under some stress and you go to your comfort foods, right? So lack of discipline and true desire. And
But I will add one thing, even though it was a yo-yo ride, and I have like the tracking on my scale app, looking since my Fitbit and my scale app and One Health Pal, whatever that's called, going back to like when we started this journey under Brandon Carter. Shout out to Brandon Carter on his program before the snake diet. And when we got down to like the smallest we both been since like high school,
that was in 2019.
Like we noticed the ebbs and flows of the tides in our weight loss journey. But one thing that was constant with me was the plants, just straight up plants. I was never able to diet. Mia would do her best, try and get me to eat green smoothies and like salads, and I'd have to load them up with fats.
I tried to season them in every which way because that's what we were told. You got to eat your veggies. They're important, especially when you're on your weight loss journey, especially if you're on a health journey. That was, both of our main focus was to get healthy and to lose the weight, because we know that being overweight is not a healthy state of your body, what it's supposed to be. So that yo-yoing and all that got to us. So.
Yeah. And from getting down as low as we were, something happened to
you
where
got to what?
I was down to 195.
195.
But my mother said I looked like a twig because, I went down. I had a beautiful six pack and all, but my arms, my guns like shrunk, Like now I'm like maintaining muscle.
Yeah.
When I was just prolonged fasting, the muscle just withered away.
Yeah.
But then, we were doing, all crazy cardio and things like that. And like we've since changed that up. And I'm going to get into that, why that. But as we stated before, at the beginning of this back January 1st, 172 for Mia and 247 for me. And that was scary 247. And scroll down a little bit there. We got some notes this time.
We got notes, guys. We're not experts
we
yet.
Got notes. All right, let me see. Let's go next topic here. Let me pull it up. We're still also getting used to this new way of not sitting at my desk is really tripping me out. So
know, he likes sitting with me. He really does.
This is our first, or no, our second time
Second.
streaming together.
Yeah.
So normally I did this for 5 years, y'all, sitting in front of that computer. I'd be doing, pulling up, sharing screens, sharing memes, playing music. But now,
Hey, bud. We got a buddy that wants
oh
to say
my
hi.
God, put him down.
He wants to say
Man,
hi.
he used to terrorize.
He wants to say hi.
He terrorized my screens before on YouTube,
This is our puppy.
and now
He's old. He's not a puppy,
Oh,
but he just always he got that youthful look. Look at that.
yeah, Lenny is YouTube famous.
All right, go down.
All right, get out.
Good
All right, the power of the carnivore diet. Let's get into this, y'all. Back to the basics on August 14th of this year. August 14th, with the yo-yoing, I was back down to what? I was down to 233.8.
Yeah.
And where were you at?
The lowest I got was like 165, and it wouldn't budge.
Yeah, let me see. I know we had it saved in here. We got it. No, right here in the notes. Let's see exactly where you were at.
Wait.
Scroll down.
Wait.
Oh, there it is, right there. Scroll up, right there. There it is.
See, 162. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
so,
it was around there.
so that's where we were respectively, 233.8 and 162.8 on August 14th.
Yeah.
It is now October 16th, like 62 days later.
Before you say that,
Go ahead.
there's a caveat to that
Mhm.
because 2 months, no. When we went to Dallas, I was back at 170. So my weight was still fluctuating between the 160s and the 170s.
Yeah, but that was before August 14th, though. We hadn't gone back full carnivore. We were still Dallas. We let loose.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm about to say Dallas.
Fair enough.
We ate. Because
Fair
we were
enough.
leading into it. Because I remember our last meal was here in San Antonio, Cura, rotating sushi bar. We were like, all right, we're doing this tomorrow. There's like no ifs, ands, buts about it. What do you want to eat tonight? And we decided, let's go get sushi.
Yeah.
And it was nasty. It was disgusting.
It was.
Like any other time we've eaten sushi at the rotating sushi bar, it's been delicious. But I think like reality had finally set in for us health-wise that we have to truly make a change, like for the better.
Yes.
And that sushi just did not taste good that night.
It didn't.
I mean, even our robot waiter was like, couldn't get right that night. So
There were signs, y'all, that we shouldn't have eaten that night. There were signs, okay? Sometimes you just gotta listen to the signs.
yeah, and the next day it was on, y'all. So that day, so 60 days.
Yeah.
And as of today, I am 214 pounds down from 233.8. And
I'm 147. And I am feeling better. I'm looking better.
who told you that?
You. But the most important part for me as an above knee amputee is that there's not as much weight to carry on one leg, which is why my name, One Leg, No Carbs. So since switching over, y'all, it hasn't been that hard at all. The hardest thing is, well, we usually do OMAD. There are times when we do, 2 meals a day, but no more than that, and no snacking. I mean, if I get hungry for any reason, or mostly I'm just thirsty, I'm just kind of listening to my body and just going, intuitively eating when I'm hungry, but trying to stick to a schedule. So usually I'm hungry around the time that we usually eat, and cooking us a great satiating meal, and just going for it.
Yeah, and as you all can see on the screen here are our pictures. I couldn't find a good enough before picture of me. Mia has them all on her phone. I try to keep them away from myself, all my chunky pictures throughout the years. So she has all those, but I was able to find hers, which she's given me, which are just has gone viral before. But
at my highest weight, that picture all the way to the left would be your right. I was 216 pounds, very unhealthy, always smiling, trying to keep positive, but and I had not lost my leg yet at that point in that picture. So it was just, yeah.
Well, and the crazy thing is, and people are funny. Friends are funny when they see this picture. They're like, "Man, only 216 in that photo."
I'm 5'4", y'all. 216 is a lot.
And honestly, myself, first time I saw that photo, it was like, "Wow, only like literally like it's such a shock seeing the difference."
Yeah.
And let me go back here and take this down, and they could see some of the progression through our journey there.
Well, there's a chunky picture of you.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll put it back up. Yep, down there, like big face me down here.
Yeah.
And this was, as you could see,
That was in 2019.
Yeah, from I had like the fitness model thing going on. Like I got so skinny, felt great, but got so skinny, and trying to prevent that from happening again.
Yes. And this time around, it's working. I tell you, there's just something about eating meat that he's not losing his muscles.
And and
I'm happy.
Well, I'm not losing my muscles, and like sit up straight. Like, well, ladies, for all y'all ladies that are worried about your boobs are going to disappear, carnivore, they're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere for some reason, but I'm okay with that for now.
Bigger. Because you're smaller, they look bigger.
Because I'm smaller, yeah. So, you maintain certain fats somewhere, because I know that's fat. Yeah.
I'm trying not to look here to be all like obvious on the camera, like, yeah,
Be polite.
No, but
yeah, I mean, it depends on what's important to you.
I think Steak and Butter gal Kelly Hogan had mentioned that, as far as like you keep like more your feminine fat.
Your feminine features, right? Your curves, your feminine features. So you keep some of those, which is good. And I'm also not really losing muscle at all. As a matter of fact, I've been gaining muscle, which is why for a while, and I think I had said this in one of our other lives, for a while, my scale wasn't moving, but the way my clothes fit, they were coming off of me. So I'm like, and I was asking my hubby here, I'm like, baby, why am I not losing any weight? Why am I not losing any weight? And he's like, look at yourself, though. You are. So him being so knowledgeable, he's like, you're gaining muscle. You're putting on muscle, So that makes me happy.
It's been a big difference, y'all. And I'll show you one more time here before we move on. And you can see the difference here, y'all. You could just look at it. Mia's striation in her stomach. It's amazing. And I joke with her, like the smaller she gets, like if anybody watches Ozarks, man,
gosh.
she was like, Ruth Langmore's like older sister here. You're gonna have to kill me. But with the fro and all.
With the blonde curls. Yes. Natural hair. Don't care. Hey, I love my hair. But you know what it is though? It's the idea that you can lose weight and get healthy and get more fit without having to do so much of a workout. Yes,
Well, yeah, we'll get to that.
We will, yeah. But what happened with Trey was
let me put this up here. How did we get to doing no workouts? Let's overcoming the challenge of why we haven't worked out in 30 days.
Yes. Yes.
I think we mentioned it last week too.
I think you did. Yeah. He sprained a tendon, and I mean he was doing sprints, and the pain was crazy. He was using my crutches. He was using my wheelchair for a couple days there. I mean, I had to massage it and ice it, and it was like, wow, why did this happen?
Well, if you go back to last week, remember, decided to go out and drink decided to go out and have a drink, couldn't hurt that bad, and then try to work out the next day, and then pop my foot. But honestly, I've been sprinting forever. I've been a sprinter since, I started sprinting in real legit meets when I was 6 years old, went to the Junior Olympics when I was 12, just did really big things in high school, got hurt in college and joined the Army, and like kept running in the Army, run all day, run all night in the Army. But I think next year, a year and a half, when I turn 50, I'm going to get back in, start doing masters competitions. I'm not going anywhere. It was just a slight setback.
Definitely.
But, you got to have the mental resilience to keep going. It could have easily been, oh, my foot. Oh my God, let's go back eating to the bad stuff. I'm rolling around in a wheelchair. Nope.
Yes.
Meal was on me, like straight up cooking, like great meat, steak and eggs, ground beef and eggs, those soft boiled eggs, just getting them just right with it running with that Redmond salt. Shout out to Homestead Hal.
Yes.
It was great, and I've recovered, but I can't sprint again. I still can't run. I mean, if I need to save my life, I mean, of course, to save our lives, I'm going to run. But no, as far as working out, it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
But that's the reason.
But he's not worried about that. I'm not worried about that because
No.
we're still progressing. We're still doing great. We're feeling great. I've been having some really challenging back pains, but honestly, I think is shedding the weight is exposing whatever it is that's really wrong with my spine. So that may be a whole other set of tweaking, but that may need a specialist or whatever. But eating proper human diet, shout out to Dr. Ken Berry, along with so many others, but eating properly, and feel that your body is healing. And it's like, I remind myself and I tell people who ask me, like, it's only 60 days in. It took years. Okay. My birthday's tomorrow. I'm not a spring chicken. It took years to do that much damage to my body. You saw the picture, right? And at that time, I was already in my 30s. So it took a long time to damage my body. So it's going to take quite a little while to fully heal. And I'm going forward.
Yeah. And now, to the meat and potatoes of today, like zero cardio. My injury, the strain to the tendon, I stopped, walking. I wasn't doing any lifting or anything like that. Like everything. And Mia spent most of her time having to pick up the slack work wise and doing things around the house, that normally I was doing. Like my yard's in disarray right now because I got to get back at it. But Mia was doing everything. And I'm just sitting around here rolling around like Professor X in her wheelchair. And
okay. He looked cute in it.
Yeah, we did painting. We moved, I was able to clean some stuff out of the garage, like limping around.
Yes.
And just through that, we noticed we were just getting our daily workout in, just doing regular day-to-day activities.
Everyday house stuff. Yeah. The yard work is a workout in itself. My garden, cleaning it out, that's a workout in itself. That still hasn't gotten done, y'all, but it's coming along. But, I guess our message in regards to working out is you don't have to go to the gym. You can do, body weight exercise. You can work out by doing your housework. This is how people kept fit, right? When way long ago.
Yeah, like growing up, I remember growing up, not everybody went to the gym, like my mother and father's friends, but they were all slim.
Because they worked out. They worked out at home. They did their yard work. That was the work.
Yeah. Just husband, household stuff, housewife stuff, just normal stuff like that. And eating as clean as we've eaten, especially the 7 days we did strict line diet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I really think that really broke a plateau for us, that line diet right there. Shout out Michaela and Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
For that. It was amazing. I'm like, the taste, eating steak all those days.
That was amazing.
And it was cheap as can be. We ate for $60 for 2 weeks.
Yes.
What else? Let me see. Oh, as far as working out. Now, that's all I really have as far as the zero cardio. We didn't do anything. All we just did was normal stuff, but
normal stuff, everyday stuff. But the most important thing that we had was the mindset of continuing on our journey and the mindset of we're going to be okay. We're going to, get through whatever challenges we're going to get through and come out shining. We just got to keep going.
And all right, so here's here's the big W. The big W is this. I've had, 5 people, including my daughter. And man, I love my daughter, my middle daughter to death. My initial, when I was in the Army in great shape, bodybuilding and just being, huge. I was big muscles, big everything, but a big belly as well. I'm shaving one day before I go to work, and my daughter's getting ready to go to school. She comes walking around the corner. I got the bathroom door open. She's like, "Oh my God." She sees my stomach. "You need to cover that thing up." And like, she's 22 now. She was 11, 10 or 11 at the time.
Children don't lie.
And like, I closed the door and almost cried. Like the way my daughter just looked at me in disgust. And this is when we were just friends. Like I was, stationed with her brother. And I went over to Afghanistan, saw Muscle and Fitness magazine, and just started working out. Then I started doing Insanity. And we started like pen paling back and forth about Mia's workout journey. That's where we really got started.
That's where we got
talking.
started. Yeah.
And
I started doing keto. And
after that was before you started Insanity. Remember you started doing Insanity?
I started doing Insanity. Guys, doing Insanity was amazing.
Yes. But here's where the kicker came in as far as keto. Mia was having issues with IBS when I was in Afghanistan, and I walked to the PX and a magazine was sitting there on the shelf talking about this ketogenic diet and how it helps with epilepsy, IBS, and these things. And it's got to be the greatest magazine ever, because I don't think we'd be married or not if I hadn't saw that magazine, because I ran straight to the internet cafe, the phone cafe, and like, "Hey, I know you got to work, but here's this magazine here. Let me read this article to you. I'll take pictures and send it to you.
Yeah.
It might, help you out with that IBS thing you have." And
I was so grateful. I mean, even just being friends back then, just to know that he cared enough to think about me when, because he knew the pains from IBS. I mean, I'd be thrown on the floor for hours crying because my intestines were in such pain and in such disarray. And that is something that I must say, y'all, carnivore has gotten that almost 100% better. Like I said, it's going to take time, but it's getting better. I no longer have those panging pains like that or the constipation.
Yeah, and we still have that magazine in the garage, that original magazine.
Yes.
We were going through our storage the other day, and I went through one of my Army boxes, and I was like, "Wow, Dave, look, it's the magazine that started all this." Yeah. So back to what I was saying though, my daughter or my homegirl from I was stationed with in Honduras, one of Mia's friends.
Yes.
Well, Mia. And another one of two of your friends.
Two of my friends
looked at me and was like, "Yeah, he's getting skinny."
He's getting skinny.
And I'm getting worried. I'm like, no, I'm not losing my arms again. Like, here, do the picture. We did a pose like this. I gotta like post this picture. We did a pose where Mia's on my arms and she's looking at the picture like,
hey, my hand's on your bicep.
Yeah, like you still have them this time.
Yes. I mean, his arms got skinny, y'all. You saw the picture. His arms got skinny. But that just proves that when you are not eating a species appropriate diet, things don't go right. When you are eating a species appropriate diet, your body knows what to do and how to allocate everything. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. So y'all, I know we're coming to it, and we've got a hard stop tonight, y'all. We can't just keep going on tonight. We last week we got to play around with the camera angle and have some fun, but tonight we got a hard stop. So we're going to let you know the path forward. And yes, I got notes over here. So if you can get these notes up. All right. So our path forward, the first one, we're committed, y'all, to strict carnivore.
We are.
Yep. Either lion diet or the proper human diet, Kenberry, bacon, beef, butter, eggs.
Yes.
And with us, we add in salt and water.
Yes.
Like strictly. Either Stillis water, as it's called in Germany, or sparkling water.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
I like sparkling water. It takes me through some tough days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the little bit of sodium it has in it is also a nice kick too.
It is, yes.
And we'll be honest though, if the cravings come, because we still own a bakery. Like we still own a bakery.
Yes.
And
we make a living. So until we are at a point where we can change that.
Now. I quit that job. Yeah. I mean, not quit that job. I freaking sold that business. Yeah. It was just bringing me stress. That's another thing. Stress, y'all, does not go well with carnivore.
Stress does not go well with life.
Yeah. But I'm doing great without removing the stress. And I'll get to that here in a second. But this is how we're going forward. Since I can't sprint, we're going back to power walking, y'all. Power walking, weighted vests, at least maximum of 35 minutes. That's it. Yeah. No strong, just real hard walking, 35 minutes. lifting heavy things, moving big things.
Yes. I like
Back to it.
lifting. I like lifting. I like the way it makes me feel. I
Yeah.
like the strength that it gives me. For me, I guess some people call it short 35 minutes of walking. But for me on the prosthetic, it's getting easier to walk with not as much weight on me.
Yeah.
So, and it gives me that mobility that I need to just, loosen up those muscles and stuff. And then lifting heavy weights just makes me better, makes me stronger.
And back to our faves, we mentioned we did Insanity before together,
Yeah.
remotely as pen pals.
Yes.
So we're going to get hit cardio.
Yes.
We're going to get back to some high intensity interval training.
Yeah.
And that will be our cardio. But that's about it. Those three things right there is what we're going to incorporate workout wise. And when my foot gets better and Mia gets her new leg, we're going to be sprinting again.
Yes.
So I guess there'll be time better. And here's the biggie, y'all. Mindset shift. We're working on that mind. Like I said, last week, I sold that business that was causing me to be just a complete terror around this house. I love trucking. I love moving freight for 4 years back and forth. We got to see the country, Canada. We got to see everything, y'all. But it got to a point where the stress of it was just causing me to be an evil husband. And I was just too ornery around this house. And then something had to change.
I tell you, he's not that bad. I think that the stresses that business was causing would have driven any other man insane. So he handled it very well. It's just that stress is stress, and you have to know when it's time to let go of something, someone, whatever it is, whether it's family, friends, whatever it is, y'all. If it's causing you that much stress, you gotta let it go.
Yeah. And when it comes to carnivore, we're trying to help so many more people out, and that's coming, y'all. Next week, I promise you, something big is coming. I'm trying to help as many people as possible rethink what they can do, what they can eat, how much food they can truly sustain, and get these questions. Like a friend of ours today asked me, where do you get your fiber from?
Yeah.
Like, from meat. It's like, people, where do you get your vitamins from? From meat. Where do you get your energy from? Meat. Like, what else? I don't need anything else. I don't need supplements. I don't need anything. I just eat meat. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, he was thinking about taking some supplements when he starts working out again to get those muscles up and
just creatine.
And I'm like, no. You get everything you need from meat.
Yeah.
It's let's start there. Let's not start adding
so in the
stuff.
comments, like, I know I'm gonna go do some research, but if anybody else knows some good sources of meat, a good strain of meat, not strain, type of meat that's got a lot of creatine in it, put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm gonna reach out to some buddies because I want some really high intensity creatine food, because y'all know, anybody that knows lifting out here, like, that's how I got jacked to begin with.
Yes.
When I packed on all that muscle to play, try and play arena football, and then the muscle turned into fat when I broke my tailbone. So it didn't turn into fat. I just had fat.
And for me, I'm not worried about that, because us women, I mean, we can lift heavy things all day, and we don't have the amount of testosterone. We don't have the amount of testosterone to get big bulky muscles. So it'll just give me some lean muscles, which is what I'm looking for, just to look lean and feel good and be healthy.
All right, y'all. That's all we got for y'all tonight.
Yes. Please ask questions in the comments.
Yeah.
Leave comments. Let us know how we're doing. Like I said, we're not full experts on this. I'm not on this YouTubing thing. So let us know.
Neither am I. I'm not an expert. This is my first time YouTubing.
Let us know what you think, guys.
All right, y'all. That's it. Catch y'all later.